Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Satnam, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind, and this is your Channel for Grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live, and thank you to those of you that are watching the replay. I'm like disappearing a little bit because I decided to wear a green shirt and I don't feel like changing. So that's what's going on with this weird thing on the screen, but it kind of matches the times. So we're just going to leave it and continue. But today we are going to talk about the solar eclipse happening this weekend in the sign of Aries. We're going to look at the astrology chart. We're also going to look at the human design chart and what gate this is happening in. And we're also going to look at it through the lens of the gene keys and the codon rings to give us like a full perspective of like all of these different aspects of this eclipse. I love doing this. It is so much fun. And I hope that you enjoy putting all these things together as well. I have been having so much fun also doing readings with everyone. Thank you so much for everyone that's been booking readings. And they're continuing. I'm like booking out until June. It's insane. And I'm so grateful, having so much gratitude for this entire process. And this year, I mean, wow. Yesterday we did the broadcast for the weekly astrology. So I went through like all the things that are happening this week. And in general, this is a crazy week because we have not just the solar eclipse, but the next day we have Neptune entering into Aries. And Neptune will go back into Pisces when he goes retrograde. But at least now this is the first time that we're seeing this. And it's going to be like this blast that we're all going to feel in some way, shape, or form in our lives. And the eclipse is like that powerful initiation, and the fact that this is happening in Aries season. And this is the last eclipse of the ones with the nodal axis of Aries and Libra. So technically this is a north node eclipse. And you know how like they linger before and after the nodes, like they kind of start coming in, the theme starts coming in, and then it lingers in the end. Well, this is like that lingering energy of the eclipses with Aries and Libra. And so it's like a closure. There's like a closure of a cycle that basically began when the nodes, you know, when we had our first eclipse in the axis of Aries and Libra. So it's always good to look at these astrology transits and aspects in the view of cycles, because it can give you a deeper understanding of what is, what is the bigger theme. I love looking at these bigger cycles because it's like, what is the underlying theme, or what's like going on behind the curtain? Like we see all these, things right here in front of our face, but behind the curtain, there's deeper themes, and we can figure those themes out by looking at like repeating cycles, beginning and ending cycles, especially through the astrology, which is why I love to use the astrology. So let me say hi to everybody that is here. Hello, Rebecca. Welcome in. Hello, Dawn. Hello, Diane. Good to see you. Cheryl, welcome in. We got Jeanette is here as well. Cole, welcome. Mary is here. Lish, hello. And if you are here and you're watching live, please say hi in the chat. So I love the chat interaction, and I can say hi back. And if you're new to the channel, thank you for being here. If you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure to subscribe, and also download my free moon astrology guide, which will tell you what your psychic gifts are based off of your moon sign. It enters you into my email list, and I send out a weekly moon magic report. And this gives you also the horoscope for the week, but it's like in written form, which is really nice. You can go back and refer to it in your email. And also make sure you join our global community, which is our private space where I host a lot of free events and all of my courses. And it's kind of nice to have a private space, and you get to meet, people from this, same likes and same, not beliefs, but like same sort of in the same kind of atmosphere of this like spiritual community. And it really is amazing. And I love it. And I'm so grateful for us to be able to have that. Hey, babe. And hey, Ping and Atma, Karen, welcome in. So I'm going to just share really quickly that if anyone is interested in booking a reading with me, you can do so on my website at channelforgrace.com. And on this web page, you actually see everything that I offer. And all of these are amazing offerings. And I have been having a freaking blast doing these readings. So if you have questions about any of the readings that I offer, please don't hesitate to ask. And yes. All right. Actually, I want to go. What's my... Yeah, hang on one second. Okay. Just need to make sure I can... All right. Just had to get that ready for all of us here. Okay. So let's start by looking at the astrology. Oh, I love that, Rebecca. By looking at the astrology of, and happy birthday, everybody in Aries season, of this eclipse. And I can write on it too, which makes it really nice. So this eclipse is happening at exactly 9 degrees and 0 minutes of Aries. You can see the sun and the moon are conjunct. There is a pretty big Aries stellium right here. So there's some planets here like Mercury. Look, 0 degrees of Aries. That's significant. Chiron at 22. That's a master number. So in general, Mercury represents the mind and communication. And Chiron is the wounded healer. We know we've been going through this like deep, powerful lesson with Chiron, of healing our sense of self. Because we need to find our strength again. We need to find like that warrior within. And the only way to do that is to actually tap into the ego. Like there's so much about like, there's all this like talk, or there's this desire, like I feel like a lot of us think a lot about, spirituality and like being in the light and, healing, and we think it's like this magical thing. And it definitely is. To be in alignment, to be in purpose is a magical thing. But if you don't have a balance between that and like your actual ego, it can kind of feel like you are not very clear about how you're manifesting. And Aries has to do with willpower. I mean, it's ruled by Mars. So, but where is Mars? This is funny. Mars is in Cancer, which means that this is a mutual reception between Mars and the moon, because the moon rules Cancer and Mars rules Aries. They're in each other's turf. And that means they're communicating with each other. There is actually a crazy exact square between Mars and Chiron at 22 degrees. So I feel like the 22 degree is like an elevation of awareness, like a moment to be like way more aware than we normally are into these themes or of these themes. And Cancer is the emotions. So it's emotional intelligence. It's about action and drive to actually wait. And that sounds like an oxymoron, but the reason why I say that is because this frequency of the motions does not by nature have clarity in the moment. So in order for us to know exactly what actions we need to take, we need to really tune into the heart. Like, what does the heart want? And then it's funny because then the moon is in Aries in Mars turf, saying, but you need to be clear and you need to decide. You need to take action. So there's a balance. We're being taught to find a balance between the two, which I think it's actually pretty cool. It's also very significant that Mercury is at 0 degrees of Aries, because 0 degrees it's like a portal. It's like 0 degree includes everything and nothing at the same time. So it creates this like infinite possibilities. Anything can happen. There's 22 in the chat. I love it. And Mercury's retrograde. So there's an aspect of reflection that's going on here. But anything is possible. And with Mercury representing the mind, it's like, I wonder what's possible for me to do. This reminds me of like the story of the universe that says, who am I? First of all, this very Aries. Well, who am I might be Pisces, right? Before the birth of Aries. Who am I? And then Aries goes, I am. Who am I? I am. And then boom, we get like the material world, we get the manifestation, we get the physical, we get spirit descends into matter. And then we're like, ooh, now we're in action. So I think there's like there's a portal to understanding this energy of Aries open right now that we can all tap into with the current reflection period of Mercury. It's like a doorway. It's like a doorway. Like I feel drawn to this Mercury at 0 degrees. Like there's something about it. I'm like, whoa, I feel like I'm falling into it energetically. Like the 9 feels really solid. The 22 feels like etheric, expansive, and quantum. And the 0, the energy of the 0 is like, whoa, you're going to fall in. It feels like a void. So that void is to enter the space of the mind and in a way kind of dissolves your identity, right? Going into the void dissolves your identity. So is Mercury inviting us to dissolve our identity? And in dissolving that identity, is that how we find the answers? Is that how we actually find ourselves? I don't know. There's just questions that are coming up. The other important thing is there's a Pisces stellium too, with Saturn, North Node, Venus, and Neptune. And we know Neptune is going through this really like, Neptune's on the edge right now, literally on the edge, 29 degrees, 57 minutes. It's like 3 minutes away from like, boom, the bomb. Thebomb.com. Just kidding. Neptune's on the edge, man. And that Mercury right there at 0 is kind of like, I the fire is just waiting. That spark is just waiting. It's like this week, I think, yeah, we got the Fool card. And it's like leaping into the void. And I just had this vision of like spirit descends into matter, like it goes whoop, jumps into the void, little Fool goes into the void, and then ends up in this very incarnate reality where you can like touch things and feel things and process things, and like that mental energy has infinite possibilities to create. So this is an initiation. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, which means it's a new beginning. It's a new year. It's a new astrological year, right? And we are initiating collectively, because the sun entered Aries like just 9 days ago, 8 days, well, now less than that. It'll be like less than a week ago, So we're like fresh into this new energy, but it also, for me personally, it's felt like seriously fiery. And what I mean by that, it's like anger coming up, like feistiness, and like 0 to 60 in like less than a minute, So it's like, yeah, there's a lot. It's like, this is like, we're here, and this Pisces energy is like, what's going to happen? And then we're like slowly like 1 foot in, and then another foot in, and then our whole body is through the portal. And now we're like in the new world. And that's kind of, it seems like we're entering a new dimension. Seems like we're like entering a new reality, and we are. And this eclipse is like initiating us into that reality, where we're going to have to pay attention to our feelings. You can't ignore your feelings. In fact, you have to pay attention to them so much and trust that they actually guide your action. Your feelings should guide your action at this time. And when we go into the human design chart, the solar plexus is actually defined right now, and the throat. So it's like manifesting power through emotional frequency, which means that if you're on a high, right, you're going to manifest that. And if you're on a low, you're going to manifest that, because there's moods to the emotional frequency. So maybe Mercury at 0 is like, wait, be in the stillness, be in the silence of this manifesting power, like sit in the eye of the storm, and don't just jump at it. Make sure that you are clear, like crystal clear, about what it is that you want. Not just want, but like clarity of thought, basically. So Saturn, North Node, Venus, and Neptune in Pisces, there's still a lot of water. And then Mars in Cancer, there's still a lot of water. Like, thank God Jupiter's in Gemini. In fact, he's actually on Orion. Jupiter's on Orion. And if you're talking like starseed and stargates, Orion is the portal to the 9th dimension. And the 9th dimension is basically the void. It's God. So I feel like Jupiter is like, hey, jump into the void, Don't be afraid. Go in. See what happens. I feel like the Mercury at 0 is the doorway into the other dimension. And Jupiter is like, yes, I agree. It's pretty magical. We've got Neptune at 29, but Venus at 28. They do like each other. Venus is exalted in Pisces, so it's like, it feels dreamy, but there's like right now there's a little bit more fire than like the water is not holding its ground right now. It's like this weird like back and forth between the water and the fire. We're like, whoa, like I don't know how to describe it, but that's like the feeling that I'm getting. It's like some of us feel like we're drowning and all you got to do is like swim to the shore or like get on the boat or, you know, go into the water, but like come out in that space with like a clear sense of self. We have to like dry ourselves off and make the transition into the fire. And with Neptune like about to go into Aries, this is like such a completion. It's not even funny. This eclipse is initiating the new world. It is crazy. So when we look at the energy of the gene key, well, let's talk a little bit about the chakra and the system of the body that also correlates with this Aries energy, and it's the root chakra. So we need to stay grounded and centered right now. There has to be an anchor. It's like the divers. I don't know. I just got an image of divers, but they jump from the boat and they go down really deep, but they have like a rope tied to their ankle. So like, or their waist or whatever, they can be pulled up. Like you can find your way back. And it's not like a thing of fear. It's an anchor. It's like, that was just one example, but there's anchors like your feet on the ground, you know, home base. Find the center within yourself. You have to know yourself. If you don't know yourself, you're just going to stay in that Piscean place of being lost. Because the energy is going to it's going to change so freaking much this weekend, more than it's like, it's already feeling like, I think the confusion is just like, you know, we're like in between worlds right now, like floating, like wobbling in between realities as a collective. And when we officially come into Neptune in Aries, like we're like, if we were, we're way done with Pisces age, like way done. Way done. Like the Piscean age is like officially done this weekend. Because Aries is a new start. It's like reset button, right? That 0 reset button. And that's going to be crazy because that's going to happen with Mercury there. Like if I go here and I go one day forward. Hang on. I'm going to go forward just hours instead of. Okay, so actually Mercury comes into Pisces before Neptune. I talked about this in the video. I remember now, going apeshit about this. So Mercury goes, he's at 0 and he's receiving the information from the 0 degree. He comes into Pisces and it's like, hey, Neptune, here's the information. And then nine hours later, Neptune goes. So like if you're, that was like the slow-mo version, but the quick version is like within a 24-hour period, Mercury and Neptune are going to go, whoop, they're going to switch places. That's rare. It's like, what the hell? That's crazy. That little switcheroo. And Mercury is the messenger of the gods. So he does bring a message to Neptune before he's like, hey, here's the DL. I got all the information. I was at the center. I was with God, you know, the 0 degree. And I need to give you all this information. And then you're going to go into that space next. So I guess in a way it's like we know what's coming. Like at a deep level, it's like we know what's coming. We can all feel it like viscerally in our bodies. and it's happening this weekend. But it's also exciting because it's Aries. Yeah, Aries is crazy too. Like, crazy in the sense of like, there's no control. Like, you can't really, like, Aries is just going to express outwards. So there is an aspect of it that's like out of control. But at the same time, it's that like spark that actually gets the thing moving. And this is like a huge blast. It's like a huge blast from Neptune. Neptune in a fire sign. He rules water. A whole new world. Ooh. Dude, I just heard that song. A whole new world. Yeah. And it can be everything or nothing. Because it's 0 degrees. That's crazy. The system of the body is the reproductive system. So this, again, the idea of a rebirth. It's a birth. And Mars is making a trine to Saturn. Helping us find like the determination and the devotion. It's spiritual devotion. It's devotion to the flow. It's devotion to the process. It's like surrendering to the process. That is the key to the rebirth. Like, you have to like let go and maybe even like sink into the water, and like a whale will just come and like push you up to the surface. But it's like surrendering to, you don't know what's going to happen, but you know that you're going to be okay. But it's going to be crazy. I'm having a lot of visuals today. It's very interesting. I don't think I usually read the astrology like this. But the jinki that this is happening in is the 17th jinki. It's called, the 17th jinki is called the eye. Let me see if I can. Yeah, I got this open here. Okay, let's go to the 17. All right, 17th jinki. It's called the eye. Shadow of opinion, gift of farsightedness, and city of omniscience. And this is my favorite codon ring, the ring of humanity. So this is part of the story of the hero's journey. So the backdrop story of this new moon solar eclipse is part of the hero's. It's the part of the journey where we have to like surrender to like the limitations of the mind. Because the 17th is in the ajna in human design. And there's 2 channels that are complete. Ajna to throat and solar plexus to throat. Which means there is a frequency like processing thoughts is going to happen like this. There's like a theme. And then emotions need to be expressed like this. And thoughts are going to channel like this. So the throat is speaking. The throat is like expressing and manifesting. And, with these 2 channels, the channel of transitoriness and the channel of acceptance. Accepting the limitations of the mind. So before we read the jinki, let's see if I can find the codon rings here. Let's see right here. And so we can read the ring of humanity and the story that this moon is a part of. The sacred wound at the heart of humanity and the reason for all of our suffering can be unlocked by the gene keys that make up this codon ring. As one of the most complex codon rings, each of the 6 gene keys in this group represent an archetypal aspect of the human story, together encapsulating all the mythic elements of what it means to be a human being. Wounded at the outset, and that's where we started. Aries season and the Venus star point was on the 25. The wound. Wounded at the outset, you must do battle with your shadows, the 38, overcome the limitations of our mind, the 17. That's what this specific eclipse is doing, helping us do. Surrender our need to control life, the 21, and find our true self, the 10, before we can awaken, the 51. You can see from this very profound grouping how deeply bonded we humans are by the same basic dramas. Many gene keys in this codon group concern love and the human capacity to trust in the authority of the heart, solar plexus energy. The very blueprints of our human destiny and the future evolution of humankind lie coiled within this ring, along with the 6 essential human attributes truly natural and inherent in our species. So it's the ring of humanity. We're in the story. We're in the hero's journey. And right now, the process of that journey that we're doing is overcoming the limitations of the mind. So let's read this. How can we harm another when we realize that they're a part of us? How can we harm another when we're feeling so good? The 17th city is part of the tradition of sudden awakening. Ooh. When someone sees through their denial, it shatters them wide open to the core. This is St. Paul on the road to Damascus. This is a thunderbolt. So what is the city here? We go from the shadow of opinion, which is the closing of the third eye, to the gift of farsightedness, which is precognition via the heart, and the city of omniscience, which is literally called the eye. As you may have begun to grasp the higher frequency dimensions of the 17th gene key, offer a view of the collective future of humanity. And it is through this foresight that the various aspects of future reality will be organized and constructed. Every individual carrying the 17th gift oversees a specific aspect of a great evolutionary pattern. So humanity is like taking an evolutionary leap this weekend, moving toward unity. However, at the gift level, your view is still restricted to a specific aspect of the overall pattern. For example, one person with the 17th gift might see how to restructure a new economic paradigm that will serve humanity instead of dividing it. Another might see how to create a community network based on a similar model. In this way, each 17th gift holds a fractal part of the overall jigsaw puzzle of the evolving humanity. It is only when we come to the 17th city, right, omniscience, that the entire picture is placed before a single human being. This city directly corresponds to the complete opening of the third eye. At this level of consciousness, the one who sees and the object of their seeing becomes one and the same. So you merge with your vision. All that is left is a single eye through which consciousness endlessly pours. That's what I felt with that 0 degree, though. This is the city of omniscience. In traditional religious dogma, only God or the gods are seen as omniscient, which is a wonderful example of how effectively the lower frequencies keep the third eye firmly closed. This other eye inside human beings is located within the higher functioning of the pituitary gland, and it can be opened in a number of ways. Various yogic disciplines are aimed specifically at the opening of the third eye, and in the Hindu chakra system, it corresponds to the sixth chakra, the Ajna chakra, residing between the eyes. Many drugs or psychotropic plants also affect the functioning of the third eye through the medium of the pituitary gland. For millennia, shamans have used natural psychotropic plants as a means of seeing through this incredible instrument of higher consciousness. However, temporary activations of the third eye, while affording us a sneak preview of higher states, cannot capture the city of omniscience. In the alchemical sequence of awakening, the city of omniscience can only flower after the full opening of the heart. And the heart opening phase destroys all vestiges of self along the way. It is through the eye. It is as though the eye can only open once the inner sun arises. Whoa. The 17th city is something of an anomaly since it is the only aspect of the mind to survive awakening. Whoa. All other aspects of the mind are transmuted into the higher frequencies with the exception of this single eye, the mind's eye. Once the heart has bloomed, the inner eye provides a communicative link to or interface between the brain and pure consciousness. The inner eye could be described as perfectly circular, seeing in all directions simultaneously. Whereas the 17th gift can read the pattern of the future, the 17th city can see the future in precise detail. Just as time is distorted through the 17th shadow, it is seen as illusory through the 17th city, which experiences past, present, and future as a single eternal screen of consciousness. It is through the city of omniscience that the world gets its true seers and oracles. Oh my God, the birth of the seers and the oracles. There is an ancient tradition that the true seer is always blind or that the true oracle is deaf. Oh my God. This symbolizes what it means for consciousness to see through rather than you through it. At such a high frequency, the human body becomes merely an instrument of consciousness. And Aries is the body. Through the 17th city, consciousness plays the games of the Maya, even though it sits outside of the Maya. If the 17th city offers an opinion or a viewpoint, it does so in order that a certain human drama can be played out. This is why certain masters sometimes say strange things to their disciples in order that a specific opinion will pass through the awareness of that individual and bring about a particular transmutation. I love that. Because you are the spoon. Become the spoon. It is out of omniscience that such things are spoken, and anyone who speaks from within a acidic state follows the same process. This is also a city that comes into the world to display itself. Whoa. Sometimes, and for certain people, it is part of the karmic legacy to hear about the future. Sometimes hearing about your future actually creates that future, and sometimes it creates the opposite effect of nullifying it. Ooh. Whenever, yeah, it was like, that's like the 0 point, like everything and nothing. Whenever you try to understand the 17th city with your logical mind, you will inevitably fail. The mind can only hold a single opinion, either that the future is predetermined or created as we live. The mind cannot grasp the paradox that both must be true, since both are interdependent. When the 17th city appears in the world, it comes to mess with the human mind. Okay, there's a clue right there. To omniscience, there can be no borders, levels, or past lives. There is only the endless fractal pattern of life repeating over and over. The same but always new. The serpent eating its own tail. This is the city that sees and knows only perfection, its programming partner, the 18th city. As such, it is beyond seeing flaws, because what were previously seen as flaws were really only devices to bring about the state of omniscience itself. Omniscience testifies that whatever is happening at this precise moment is absolutely perfect because it is following the direction of consciousness as it burrows into the world of form. Perhaps this is the mystical meaning of the original name of the 17th archetype from the I Ching, following. Everything that happens follows the plan, and the plan is perfect, and the plan is both predetermined and created as we walk the path. Oh my God. When the 17th city comes into the world, it comes like a divine afterthought. It is one of the 7 powers of grace, serving no purpose other than to offer the truth that nothing need to be done in life. Oh, thank God. I'm just kidding. Whatever you decide is absolutely correct and in full harmony with all that is. Sat Nam. To see perfection is to embody perfection. And such a state is an ending rather than a beginning. Wherever the grace of omniscience is seen, human denial is finished. If you are following a path of service, it is correct. If you are following a path of betrayal, murder, or revenge, it is correct. Both when you are in denial and when you come out of denial. The truth of this 17th city, the world's not ready for this shit. I'm just kidding. The truth of this 17th city creates upheaval in the world. That's what I said. I could feel the next sentence without even reading it. We humans do not wish to hear the truth that so undermines our individual identities, but consciousness must express all its opinions through the world of form. I just got chills. The deepest irony of all life is caught in one famous mystic's words. God can only come and visit you when you aren't there. To put it another way, if you want to know what omniscience looks like, you have to cease to exist. Whoa. Oh my God. This leads us to look at where is this in the human design, right? This is because we're talking about the I. We're talking about a mental frequency. So in human design, this moon is in the ajna. And the ajna is the place of processing information and thoughts. The 17th is called the gate of opinion. It's connected to the 62nd via the channel of acceptance, and the 62nd is the gate of details. This is people who form opinions by projecting their minds into the future in order to be of service, and people with an eye for detail who always need to know the facts. The channel of acceptance is understanding circuit. So the part of the process that is happening, which is cool that the channel is being completed. Who's completing it? We know the sun and the moon. Mars. Get the fuck out of here. The mutual reception between Mars and the moon completes the channel of acceptance. Dude. I can't even with this. The channel of acceptance. You have the rare mental ability of seeing the bigger picture without getting bogged down in the details. Ooh, South Node Virgo. However, if you do not take the time to look into all the relevant facts and details, your long-term visions will inevitably falter. These people need all the facts at their fingertips before they speak. Their opinions have to be backed up by detail. If they want to be invited to speak, they can fascinate others with their detail and knowledge. If not, they can equally bore people with all kinds of unnecessary detail. Many 1762s have a weak right eye, speaking of the eye, because they have been trying to share their opinions for most of their lives without waiting to be invited. Thus, they slowly destroy their capacity to see patterns clearly. These are natural organizers of others. So it's like the universe is trying to like organize us, who are here to develop and improve logical patterns for the future. They are logical think tanks with managerial skills, though only at a mental level. So it's about like seeing with clarity. Since these are visually oriented people, they work best with images. Their eye has the ability to see all the working parts of any structure, detect potential flaws, and prefer their opinion as to a possible solution based on detailed knowledge of the subject. These collective gifts are very sought after by many organizations. A design of an organizational being. Okay, you know what I'm getting from this? It's a reset, and it's gonna it's reorganizing humanity. It's like it's not even a software update. It's like a hardware update. Not even joking, right? It's a hardware update. Like somebody said it in the chat yesterday. It was like, it's not a new chapter. It's like a new book. Reorganizing humanity at a soul level, at an emotional level, and at the frequency of drive, motivation, inspiration, and action. Aries. Whoa. The channel of transitoriness. This is the other channel that is defined. Oh, God. This is crazy because, dude, Jupiter's on my freaking sun right now. Christopher Witecki told me that, and she's like, are you okay? I was joking, but man, this channel of transitoriness. Who's here? The 36, the gate of change, North Node and Saturn. Destiny, devotion, authority, power, or not power, but leadership. Goal-oriented. And Jupiter on the 35th, or on the 36 is the gate of crisis. So so hang on. The North Node and Saturn are actually on the gate of crisis. The darkening of the light. Ooh. And then Jupiter is the one that's on the gate of change. So Jupiter is magnifying that energy of change and progress. And the North Node, destiny, and Saturn, which does represent future, destiny, and commitment, the darkening of the light, the gate of crisis. So there's a crisis. This is a crisis. Humanity is like having a crisis. Or at least this energy, this channel of transitoriness is being so magnified, especially by the energy of Jupiter. And it's part of what we're supposed to focus on in terms of like, this is a North Node eclipse. So the North Node here, the gate of crisis. So it's like a crisis comes, but it's a reset, right? The 1762 to like reorganize everything so that we reset the hard drive. The new book, it's like blank pages in a new book for humanity that it leads us to crisis, North Node, and the darkening of the light. So what the hell is that about? This is people who sample many different things in life in order to learn from them, and people who are here to grow through profound emotional experience. So it's deep emotional experiences right now that are going to guide us forward towards the future, towards progress. And it's all about reorganizing everything. This energy of this channel is about a life rich in experience, though poor in meeting the expectations of your own mind or of others. Our deepest talent is for adventure, our goal, the wisdom that nothing lasts. And that is so deep because this new moon in Aries is literally like, and we start again. That last cycle didn't last forever. And now we're in a new one. And that's like a huge lesson from Pisces to Aries. Like something ended, something new began. It's a cycle. It's a repeating cycle. Every year this happens. These people are driven to constantly seek out new experiences. I love it. Theirs is a journey of gathering wisdom through experience. The experiences they have are all part of a wider plan that eventually can give them great depth. However, their personal lives can often seem to pay the price if they do not understand how they operate. This is a talent for adventure. So this is like an adventure. It's like freaking go and have the adventure, go forward, jump into the void. I keep getting that same message over and over. And this is sensing circuit, which means we're not going to know until the experience is done. And that's probably like in 6 months, because the eclipses, the completion of this set is like in 6 months. The key to move through this energy is to wait to be emotionally clear. We need to wait to be emotionally clear right now. If we do not wait and things go wrong, we can get trapped in repetitive loops of doing it again and again. It's a manifesting channel, which means that this energy can also be deeply volatile when things don't turn out the way they expected. Oh shit. Oops. Probably shouldn't have read that. No, I'm just kidding. Damn. Okay. So basically, if people are not emotionally intelligent right now, right? Solar plexus. If people don't know what they want, if people don't know who they are, if people are not willing to wait for the clarity, they're going to freaking shadow Aries into the new world. And that is freaking hard, man. Can you imagine telling Aries to wait? That's why Mars is in Cancer, you guys. He's the ruler of this moon. He's in Cancer because, okay, the moon's like, I'm going to help you over there. Like, you help me learn about action and I'll help you learn about freaking waiting for the clarity before you just jump into it. That's why, oh my God, it's like divine. Oh my God. That's why Mars is in Cancer. Oh my God, this is crazy. Dude. Wow. So basically that's all, folks. It's kind of crazy. I love it though. It's a divine orchestration, dude. This whole thing, this eclipse is literally a divine orchestration. Neptune representing literally God and the divine. It's a divine orchestration for us to learn how to tune into the clarity, wait for the clarity. Like, oh my God, this is so Jack Sparrow. Wait for the opportune moment. You know, you want it. Aries wants it. We know you want it. Wait for the opportune moment and you will always get it. No doubt. And if your heart is not into it, not going to happen. I don't give a shit how much you're like, I want it, I want it, I want it. If your heart doesn't believe it, it's not going to come. The heart has to believe it first. You can't think your way into manifesting, believe it or not. Your thoughts do manifest reality, but it's more like the heart intelligence is already magnetizing all these things towards you. And your mind's like thinking it's in the right frequency, but it's not, because it didn't take into account the feelings. It didn't take into account the emotions. It didn't wait for the clarity. It didn't wait for the opportune moment. But if that opportune moment is waited for, then it's like the blast, the rocket that can take you, that can initiate you. That's insane. So, that's this eclipse. And we will see this weekend how it unfolds. And remember, eclipses take the deeper lesson takes months to unfold, but Aries is so freaking intense that it's like we'll see it kind of right away. We'll feel it right away. We're already feeling it, you know? So, I want to thank you guys so much for being here, being a part of this channel, watching this broadcast. Licious, what the frick? It's going to be okay, I think. I know, right? We're going to be in the Moon Goddess training next Sunday in the Temple of Karnak. Learning about the 12 systems of the body, the wisdom of the body. This is good. This is good. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Have an amazing rest of your week. I'll be back on Saturday night to do the ceremony, basically the Akashic reading and the live music here on YouTube, happening at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. So a little late for the Eastern people, but if you can make it, come hang out. A new beginning. All right. Sat Nam, everyone. And I'll see you guys soon.